Alright guys, in celebration of the release of Black Ops 4 beta, I thought it would be good if we did the top 10 Call of Duty games. I'm a really big COD gamer. I've been playing since COD 4 and I've played every single one. So I thought, you know what, it would be fun to try to do this. Alright, so let's get into it and thank you for watching. So let's get into number 10 is Advanced Warfare. Yeah, I know some of you might be surprised. Infinite Warfare isn't the bottom one, but you'll see why. Anyways, so what's wrong with Advanced Warfare? Honestly, a lot of things. For example, let's start with Zombies. Zombies was this game mode that was essentially pushed onto Advanced Warfare, and it was noticeable right away simply because they weren't the same quality as Treyarch. It wasn't their game mode to make. And the multiplayer was just as bad, really. Honestly, introduced things that plague us today. It introduced the advanced mechanics, which people hate now, and it introduced supply drops, which are dreaded now, and they are the worst anti-consumer thing that Activision has done to its client base. That's why I think it's number 10. All right, so number 9, we're gonna go with Ghost. Yeah, good campaign. I mean, kind of forgettable. Left on a cliffhanger, but never could deliver because of how bad it did. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. It's not that. But let's look at Extinction first. Extinction was a game mode that was supposed to be the equivalent of Zombies. Did it deliver on that? Absolutely not. Was it bad though? No. As every DLC went along, it used to get better. The Easter eggs got bigger and better, and it wasn't that bad. The multiplayer though. Honestly, the main gripe I have with this multiplayer is just how basic and similar it is to both Black Ops and the Modern Warfare series. It offered nothing new, which is something that I entirely despise because it doesn't stand out. It's just like, oh, I guess. But yeah, that's my main gripe with it. All right, so coming in on number 8 would be Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, some of you might get your pitchforks, but honestly, yeah, the campaign was amazing. I loved the last mission. Hanging Makarov was awesome. But let's look at it realistically, guys. For example, Survival, the game mode that came included with it, which was like the equivalent again of Zombies. It was just so boring, honestly. The game mode was just lackluster at best, repetitive, and not in a good way. It was just the same thing over and over. It was bad. The multiplayer, on the other hand, was literally Modern Warfare 2 reskinned. There's nothing new that made you want to go back to it and be like, all right, it was Modern Warfare 2. And that disappointed me a lot, for example. They added very little for very little innovation. So coming in number 7, yeah, I know. The newest COD, World War II, boots on the ground, all the promises to return COD's to roots. Did it deliver? Yes and no. Here's why. So it started off with zombies, right? Now every game has to do zombies, which sucks at. Which honestly, for me, it sucks. Why? Because it creates this fatigue of it. We've seen it and we don't need it every game. But they have to. Activision pushes it. And it's just forgettable this time. The DLC, no one even covers it anymore. It's not exciting anymore. The multiplayer now. It took 8 months. 8 months for this game to be good. The maps, we opened with 9 maps, and a lot of them were just bad. Gustav Cannon, I backed out of those lobbies. And War was the exciting thing, but it wasn't that good. Coming in at number 6, we got World at War, the original one, Treyarch. Campaign was amazing. Story great, characters great. Reznov, I loved it all. Anyways, so the main points this game has going for it, of course, has to be hands down. It created the zombies mode, something that we all expect today. It has to be in a Call of Duty game. If not, it's not a Call of Duty game now. For better or worse, of course. This game introduced great maps such as the Reese, Shinonuma, Perks, everything that we see as staple today is thanks to this game. Now, the multiplayer, on the other hand, was kind of unbalanced, which kind of ruined the experience for me. We saw people running with MP40s and Juggernaut around all the map getting the dogs, and yeah, it was really frustrating, not going to lie. So that comes at a number 6. Number 5 is Black Ops 3. Yeah, I might get lynched for this one, but okay, let's keep it real. The campaign was probably the worst campaign we've ever had. it offered nothing new. The only good thing it was co-op. Other than that, it was pretty bad. But let's go to the highlight of this game: zombies. The zombies mode, the new maps they introduced, such as Gora Krobi or Der Eisendrache, they are among the best quality maps we've ever played, honestly. And the introduction of Zombie Chronicles launched this game to 1,000. Honestly, best zombies experience up to date. However, it's not just zombies. You also have the multiplayer to consider. The multiplayer, good and bad. Bad, the supply drops. It ruined it for me. Why? They said cosmetics only. They lied to our face. And this sparked the blackout movement, all this shit that didn't work, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are. Coming in at number 4, we got Black Ops, the original. Personally, one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Campaign was probably one of the best storylines told for an action game. Mason, and you're following in the Castro storyline, Vietnam, etc. Highlight though, zombies. They expanded on what they built upon in World at War with new maps such as Moon, with one of the biggest Easter eggs. Well, it's not the best, of course, it has flaws, but here's where the big Easter eggs began, really, with Ascension. Call of the Dead, great map. With George Romero, all this celebrity, they started the trend of this off-cast of not the original, but implementing them. Now, the multiplayer is the main gripe with this game. Why? It's just too bland. There's not enough action going on to keep you captivated. It can get boring really quickly. And that sucks, but it's what it is. But I still love this game too, guys. Alright, so let's go to number 3. The more controversial picks. Yep. Modern Warfare 4. Hands down, great single player experience. Love the missions, love Price, loved so many things about it. The mission where your character dies in the nuclear fallout, just amazing. Alright, so let's get into there's no extra mode in this one, so I can't really review that. But we do have a great multiplayer experience. Only problem, of course, there were a lot of unbalanced things that we just couldn't change because before the games weren't patched constantly, only if something was super game breaking, which kind of was, but I guess they didn't care enough. That's my main reason for it, but it was still a great experience. The remaster is awesome. So coming in on number 2, we got Modern Warfare 2. Sequel to a masterpiece. In my opinion, it surpasses the original. The campaign was so amazing with Soap, Prize, last mission, everything about it was just incredible, really. I can't even say it that much. Where you're going through the favelas, like, it's so good. I just brings me memories and I want to play it again. But let's jump into the multiplayer. So, what's up with it? Is it good? Absolutely. Probably one of the most addictive. Is it unbalanced though? Yes, everything is overpowered. ACR, noob tubes, one-man army. It's crazy, but it's so much fun. And honorable mention, guys. No, it's not number 1. Don't pull out your pitchforks. Honorable mention has to go to Infinite Warfare. Good campaign, solid campaign. They have Jon Snow. It's pretty cool, I guess. It just didn't make the cut. It was too similar. It was the futuristic game where everyone was tired of it. The zombies, honestly, nah, they didn't do it for me. Why? Because the characters were honestly so bad. They changed every season, so you can never really connect to them. You can never understand their motives. The villains' motives, who knows what it were. There's just such a mess, honestly. I just couldn't do it. The multiplayer, it felt so similar to Black Ops 3, and that's not. And it was a step back from it. The rig system, the supply drop, the variants, I just can't see why they chose to go through with this route. But it happened, and it's an honorable mention. Number 1, hands down for me, Black Ops 2. The best Call of Duty, obviously, in my opinion. This is my opinion, guys. After all, don't get mad if your number 1 is Modern Warfare 2. I totally understand. Campaign for this game, top. It's literally so good. Multiple endings, so many things. Now, the main point of this game for me is the zombies again. That's Black Ops per usual. So what happened with zombies this time? It was mixed, to be honest. Half the maps are good, half are bad. We got Maw of the Dead and Origins, the 2 best maps in Call of Duty history, hands down. But we got Transit and Die Rise, which were pretty bad, not gonna lie. But for me, it created such a balanced experience with modes like Grieve that I just enjoyed it overall. I couldn't put it down for the 2 years actually. So for me, that's what Zombies was. Multiplayer, hands down, most balanced experience. Most balanced and fun. Black Ops 1 was balanced but boring. This one was balanced but fun. It had so many game modes, party game modes, which have to make a comeback in Black Ops 4. So many things going for it that it just makes it number one in my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video and share it. See you next